Sergio, a lot of people seem to have got it into their head that you'll be retiring after the Mexico Grand Prix and on social media.
Sergio Perez's future hangs by a thread, and the F1 paddock is buzzing with rumors. Stay tuned as we unravel the drama, the contenders, and the ripple effects of this high-stakes decision. Sergio Perez, the man who has raced alongside Max Verstappen for nearly 4 seasons, is facing an uncertain future, and it seems the dominoes are about to fall. What does this mean for Red Bull, and who's in line to replace Perez? Sergio Perez's journey with Red Bull has been nothing short of a roller coaster, from his strong podium finishes to his battles against fierce competition. Perez was seen as the ideal teammate to support Verstappen. But let's be honest, the last 2 seasons have been tough on Checo. Do you remember how Perez started the 2024 season? He was on fire, securing podiums and pushing Verstappen to the limit in the early races. But since April, things have gone downhill. The car, which Verstappen handles with incredible finesse, seems like a nightmare for Perez. His struggles were most evident in Qatar, where he spun behind the safety car and retired after burning out his clutch. Mistakes like these aren't just unlucky, they're costly for a team aiming for dominance. So guys, why is Sergio Perez leaving Red Bull? Sergio Perez's departure from Red Bull Racing is rapidly becoming one of the most talked about stories in Formula One. His time with the team has seen highs and lows, but recent seasons have tilted the balance toward the latter. While Perez has been a reliable driver in the past, a combination of factors has placed him on the brink of an exit from the sport's most dominant team. One of the biggest reasons behind Perez's potential departure is his inability to consistently match Max Verstappen's pace. While Verstappen has taken Red Bull to unprecedented heights, breaking records and dominating races, Perez has struggled to keep up. It's not just about being slower than Verstappen, it's about the size of the gap. As the 2024 season progressed, Perez's performance began to dip significantly. Unlike Verstappen, who could extract every ounce of performance from the car, Perez often found himself out of position during qualifying and struggling to recover during races. This inconsistency has been costly for Red Bull, particularly in the Constructors' Championship, where every point matters. Perez's inability to maintain a steady level of performance has left the team frustrated. In a car as dominant as the RB19 and RB20, even the second driver should be fighting at the front. Unfortunately, Perez's results have often fallen short of expectations, raising questions about his suitability for the role. Formula One is a sport where precision matters. Mistakes can mean the difference between a podium finish and an early retirement. Over the past 2 seasons, Perez's errors have been glaring, from early eliminations in Q1 to race day mishaps. His performances have been riddled with the moments that have cost Red Bull valuable points. Take Qatar as an example. During the Grand Prix weekend, Perez spun behind the safety car, a mistake that not only ended his race, but also highlighted a deeper issue: a lack of confidence and composure under pressure. Such errors aren't isolated incidents. They've been a recurring theme throughout his tenure with Red Bull. While every driver makes mistakes, the frequency and nature of Perez's errors have made them harder to overlook. These mistakes are particularly damaging when you consider the level of competition in Formula One. Teams like Mercedes and Ferrari are always ready to pounce on any opportunity, and a weak second driver can allow rivals to close the gap. For Red Bull, retaining a driver prone to such costly errors is becoming increasingly untenable. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, recently admitted that the team is still weighing its options for 2025. While Perez insists he'll stay alongside Verstappen, the whispers from within Red Bull tell a different story. Behind the scenes, it's becoming clear that the team is preparing for a Perez exit. So, what's next? Red Bull's solution isn't just about who replaces Perez, it's about managing his exit gracefully. The team reportedly prefers that Perez retire, which would avoid a messy, expensive payoff. However, if Perez decides to stick to his contract, things could get complicated. And now guys, it's the entry of Liam Lawson. If you haven't been paying attention to this rising star, now's the time. Lawson's performance during his substitute appearances in AlphaTauri has impressed Red Bull's top brass. He's quick, composed, and most importantly, mentally tough. Lawson's stint replacing Daniel Ricciardo showcased his potential. He held his own against Yuki Tsunoda, scoring points and demonstrating his ability to adapt quickly. Sure, he's not perfect. His spinning guitar was a rookie mistake. But Red Bull sees more upside in Lawson than in keeping Perez, whose performance has plateaued. Imagine this, Lawson with just a handful of F1 starts, stepping into one of the most coveted and challenging seats in motorsport. Do you think Red Bull should gamble on Lawson, or should they stick with a more experienced driver? Speaking of experience, let's talk about Yuki Tsunoda. The Japanese driver has grown immensely during his time with AlphaTauri. His speed is undeniable, and he's cut down on the mistakes that plagued his early career. Yet, despite his progress, Red Bull seems hesitant to promote him. Why? Well, it comes down to the pressure of being Verstappen's teammate. Red Bull's management believes Tsunoda's temperament and technical feedback might not hold up under the intense scrutiny that comes with driving for the main team. It's a tough pill for Tsunoda to swallow, especially since he's consistently delivered solid results. But here's the twist. If Lawson gets the nod, Tsunoda could find himself stuck at AlphaTauri or even out of F1 altogether. Is that fair? Or should Red Bull give Tsunoda the chance to prove himself at the highest level? Another name that's popped up is Franco Colapinto, currently tied to Williams. Colapinto's raw talent and early performances turned heads, but recent mistakes have hurt his chances. Red Bull reportedly had terms agreed with Colapinto, but his crashes in Brazil and Las Vegas left a sour taste. As it stands, Colapinto seems like a long shot for the main team. Verstappen's brilliance has carried the team to new heights, but Red Bull knows it can't afford to overlook the importance of a strong second driver. As we approach the Abu Dhabi season finale, all eyes are on Red Bull. Will Perez announce his retirement, or will Red Bull have to make the tough call? And if Lawson does get the seat, can he rise to the occasion and thrive in one of the most high-pressure environments in motorsport? What do you think? Should Red Bull take a chance on Lawson, stick with Perez for another season, or look elsewhere? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more F1 updates. Stay tuned because this story is far from over.